Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the smooth, dulcet tones of Bravo Recaps. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. I'm so good. How are you? What are you thinking? What's in your brain? How are you feeling, Ben?
I'm feeling excited. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling excited. I'm excited.
You're excited. It's Next Gen NYC Day. It's also the day before we appear live in Seattle. We're going to be in Seattle doing our first Real Housewives of Miami recap live. Join us at the Neptune Theater Thursday, June 12th, which is tomorrow. We'll see you there, Seattle. Also, next week is our final show on this tour in Los Angeles, June 19th. In Los Angeles at the Ford Theater. We will be recapping The Valley, the return of Jax to the Valley. So come yell and scream at Jax with us in that recap. It's going to be so fun. Also, if you want these videos, if you want these recaps on video, we do them on Crappens on Demand on our Patreon, as well as 3 or 4 Love Island recaps a week if you're watching that. So we're doing a whole love fest over there. So join us over at Patreon, and we sure love you guys. Okay, thanks for being here. Thanks for being with us. Let's get on to Next Gen NYC.
Let's do it. Well, episode 2 in the books, kind of an interesting one because it felt like in the beginning, it felt like the pilot all over again. It was like they were reintroducing us to the same characters. And I was like, that's kind of funny. I felt like the pilot was like the sizzle reel, and now they're like, let's do the pilot over again, just one more time. But then, and I was like a little concerned. I was like, why are they doing this? And there were a lot of silly things, a lot of silly graphics on camera. You know, I was like, uh-oh. But then it figured itself out. And then like the second half, I was totally invested.
Yeah, like they did the pilot and then they waited for a really long time and then came back to shoot some more to start and had to kind of start over and give Ava a bigger role. And then they made it seem like Ariana, I guess she didn't meet anybody last week, if we think about it. But did they add her later and then try to blend her in, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, they're like Ariana's like the new kid on the block. Like, how's she going to fit in to New York cool kids?
But then they were like, no, we have to have her in the pilot. So then they added her into the pilot as well. I don't know what happened, but it was weird because it's like she was a last minute addition or something. But now we get the Ariana coming to New York story. And we get what this show is really going to be about, which is New York bred Nepo babies fighting reality TV Nepo babies. And then the New Yorkers, which is kind of true about New York. I found when I lived there, you know, when you're from New York, it's like, I'm from here. Where are you from? And so they don't take kindly to outsiders. But unfortunately, the outsiders are the one that brought your thirsty New York born asses a TV show. So what are you going to do?
And what one Nepo baby doesn't realize when he's like looking down at another Nepo baby is that Nepo baby that he's looking down on is the heir to like a fast food fortune. So he doesn't even realize what he's going up against.
He's richer than your dad, probably. He's the Zaxby's. He's like a billionaire. So
sorry. You can get your fake Sarsgaard ass out of our way because we are going for the Groban kid. Josh Groban
also,
kid.
sorry you brought on a friend who's way hotter than you and has an OnlyFans. I love how OnlyFans has become a thing now that's like a social boon. When people are like, yeah, he has an OnlyFans, Dad. It's like a big deal.
Someone posted on Twitter today, there was like a picture of, what's her name again? Ava? The Damon Dash's daughter?
Yeah, Ava Dash, yeah.
Ava and Amira, and then some other like model types. And someone said, and I don't know if this is true or not, but someone said that like 2 or 3 of the models in the photo, they dropped out of the show when they found out that like Gia and Ariana were coming on board. I was like, oh, you guys are. I'm not saying that, like, listen, you know, I understand Kim Zolciak, Teresa, they are, you know, they're dumpster fires. However, like, you have to get over yourselves here a little bit, okay? Let's not act like you are some special hot stock in New York that can't be tarnished with the Zolciak kid or like Gia Giudice. Get over yourselves. Be on the TV
you're all
show.
trashy reality stars. Like, please. I love models. The models especially. Shut up. You're a fucking model.
Yeah.
Be glad you got a job. Get over here. You're gonna eventually crave ice cream like the rest of us one day. So you better get your money in order now.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy having your career stall out So
actually, I thought that was another interesting thing that happened was Ava is a model. She's like I don't know, like high fashion model. And you see the high fashion model kind of kissing the TikTok model's ass and that's another thing that like high fashion models usually are like, ooh, influencers, gross. I'm a real model. But she's like, wow, Amira is like a serious influencer. She's badass. I want to be more like her one day. And I'm like, the whole world is topsy-turvy. These reality kids are usurping the New York born and breds, and the runway models are kissing the ass of the the breath mint models.
TikTok models. Mira's like, I just landed a TikTok campaign. It's amazing. So Ariana,
so amazing.
Ariana gives us some more of her backstory. She goes, for like my 10th birthday, my mom got me this like taxi snow globe because I used to collect snow globes. And I have literally shook that taxi snow globe for 10 years and prayed to God to get me to New York. And I would have shaken it again this morning, but my mom sold it. So it's unfortunate.
She actually like emptied it, dried it all out, snorted the snow, and all that's left is like a crashed taxi with glass all over it. My hands were bleeding. It was sad. So she's like, yeah, I've been dreaming of coming to New York. And then we see her on the subway and it's, she's like, oh my God, we hear horror music as guys rub up against her.
Are they just going to show that footage every week? Every week, they're just going to show her getting on that same subway train, being pushed to the side and be like, oh my God, this is crazy. This was not in the snow globe.
She's like, I'm here. I'm perfect for New York. Like my mom already taught me how to do it. I've already got the mouth for it. And then we see a flashback to Kim being like, fuck off.
Yeah. And then we got to Riley and she's like, moving from Atlanta to New York is really tough and the city's hectic. So I moved to Brooklyn because it's like more calm and you have an actual community. And it's been like 5 years I've been here. And like, I don't know, a lot of people just use like whoever to get further, which is different from LA. And I just feel like people actually care about each other here. Here in Brooklyn, it's special.
What you don't realize is people were also using you in Atlanta. They just all seem like family because you've known them since you were a little kid.
I know. Have you met Todd? So now speaking of Atlanta, we now cut to Georgia, the person, not the place. And so Georgia, Charlie, Dylan, and Shy are drinking Oyster Bay. And Georgia's like, I mean, like, this is basically like hair of the dog at this point. Oh my God, I was so drunk last night. I went to this amazing house party and it was held at Linda Lavin's gravestone. It was very fresh, but we all had a great time. It was a rave for Linda Lavin.
Anybody watch Alice? They're like, no, what's that? She's like, oh my God, what are you, children? They all do look like children holding those wine glasses. They're all like sitting around trying to be classy with wine glasses, but they're all holding them slightly awkwardly. They're like, I love this wine. Don't you love this wine? I was like, oh, children. When you're real adults, you'll be drinking it out of your own personalized bottles. It's like the rest of us.
Yes. So they're like, wow, Georgia, like you lost your phone. And Charlie's like, yeah, you were like fucked up, but then you wound up composing yourself. That's, I guess, because you're like a real New Yorker. And so he talks about how he and Georgia were standing by the elevators at the end of the last episode. And Georgia said Riley was being so mean about the hand washing. I'm like, you don't get to play the victim here. You are not washing your hands after the bathroom and after touching shoes. And you are the aggressor here. You are not the victim.
They were being mean to her. Those girls were all being mean to her about her hand washing. I mean, listen, you can be like, it's gross not to wash your hands. Don't touch me. But like still laugh about it. But they got really like, and like reporting at her like, she don't wash her hands. They were kind of being mean. I mean, do I think you should wash your hands? Of course. But they were being curling her.
Yeah, but like Georgia immediately starts to slide into like the microaggressions. Like she was being so scary. She was being so scary about it. I was like, okay, settle down, Jeremy McGerm face. Okay, how about you? How about you get some Purell and then we can discuss this.
And then we see a clip of it where they're waiting for the elevator and they're like, wow, look at her. She's getting really pissed. And then you see her and she looks like she's going to fight. She's like spying on them. Like, how can I ruin their lives with the best party on fucking earth?
I'm going to throw a rave in the Seinfeld diner and she's not invited. So,
I really want to be diplomatic about this. You guys get that? I had a party for Diplo. It was huge.
It was huge. Yeah. So then, Charlie is saying how Georgia was like blackout and like, and she's like, you're right. I'm going to confront Riley on a different day when I'm not blackout. So she says, Charlie's been a really good friend. Like, historically, he's been a really good friend. And I've just like never met anyone like you, Charlie. He's like, really, I'm flattered. I guess I've never met anyone quite like you either. Glad you're
really,
not on a reality
you
show.
you haven't met bags of dicks living off their dad's money with no ambition of their own, bragging like they actually did something in the world and acting better than everybody else for no reason, like for literally no reason. I have a feeling that you've met plenty of people like that. They're all over the place.
Yeah. So George is like,
Although
I
I
just
like
feel like
Charlie too. Can I just say I like Charlie? I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, I think he's a little douchebag, and I can't wait to see his ass get kicked into gear. But I feel like Charlie's got a sadness about him, and I'm a sucker for a boy with some sadness. Like I think he's genuinely sad. He looks like a not happy person. So I want to fix him.
Well,
in an
he has like
way, not a sexual way, but I want to be like, honey, it's okay. You don't have to be like your daddy. The whole point is just to learn to say, fuck you, dad, and do better things,
he has an emotionally distant father, and he will never get the approval of his father because his father is not only emotionally distant, but his father's also like a silver fox kind of, and he kind of looks like a investment banker meets Roger Federer meets gray hair, and that means that dad is probably has a very active social life and is just not going to pay attention to his son whatsoever. And Charlie will always be seeking the attention and the love of his father. And he's just never going to get it. He's never going to be as successful as his father, never have the same business instincts, and quite frankly, probably won't be as attractive as his father when he gets older. And Charlie has to live with that. So yeah, I guess there is some sadness.
I love daddy issues. Yay, Charlie, I'm your hero. I'm a Charlie stan. There, I said it. So he's like, yeah, me and Georgia, like, we're like real close. So, and she's like, oh my gosh. He goes, you can finish my wine too. Just wash your hand. Use it to wash your hands. She goes, oh my God, I'm never going to live that down. I swear. Like, I feel like it's really hard to read Riley because like when she recoiled, I just couldn't read her. I was like, are you being serious? Are you not being serious? I mean, we were drinking too, so maybe that's why it is. Like, maybe it was just that.
Dylan's like, yeah, Riley, she's really thorny at first and she like tests people. And it's like the same thing with me, but like, no, I love that. And George is like, honestly, respect. Also, I'd like to add to that,
like Georgia.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. He's so for real right now.
She gets mad, but she's like, whatever. They probably didn't mean it anyway, right? Respect. I respect her. So then Dylan's like, yeah, well, she did threaten to punch me when we first met. She goes, oh my God, under what circumstances? So then we see Riley and the producer's like, did you threaten to punch Dylan? And she goes, I didn't really want to punch him in the face, but like he was mad because I met him outside at the door at the box. We beefed, but we were there with 10 guys, and you can't go anywhere in New York with 10 guys for free. So
yeah, he was like, Riley, please let me in. I'm stuck out here with Lexi Wood's dad. Okay, please get me into the box.
Yeah. Tiffany's like, I'll line your lips for it, honey.
So Dylan is talking to Georgia and Georgia's like, it was like nothing I said or did resonated. I was kind of like catching glances from like Riley and Gia like the whole night. Reality star Nepo babies. Oh my God. How disgusting it must be to be someone on a reality show. Am I right, guys?
And Shy, who's kind of the bimbo of the group, he's like, so which one's Gia again? And Dylan, who I think is the gay OnlyFans model guy, right? He's like, I think he's gay. I don't know if he's gay. I'm assuming he's gay.
I felt like he might be gay and they sort of alluded to it, but it was never explicitly mentioned, but I think he is.
Yeah, I can't tell. He's got good chemistry with Shy, though, whatever's going on there. And he's like, oh my God, yeah, have you seen that video? Like waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. And she goes, oh my God, that voice, that audio piece. Oh my God, I've seen it. What an amazing installation. Was that her?
I was thinking that we should probably like do a really cool multimedia interactive like Gia Giudice singing the song thing at the Frick, but we invite Diplo. I would love that.
And Dylan's like, yeah, I love it. But like, it's like a TikTok thing for people who are struggling, like it's like sad in full context. And like, I mean, you see it and it doesn't look sad, but it like is sad. It does look sad. It's a little girl sobbing, singing a song she wrote on her phone badly. What's not sad about it out of context?
Yeah, we call those kind of things Charlies, just sort of sad in context. So Dylan's like, it's actually a good song. It's like, okay, so maybe he is gay. So cut to Gia and Teresa walking down the streets, and Teresa's like, I don't like your jeans. I like them, Mom. I don't like them. It's just not enough acid washing them, I guess, for Teresa.
Yeah, so Brooks and Meredith are together waiting for these two bozos. And Brooks is like, Gia and I had fun the other night. Really? What did you do, honey?
I don't know if you heard, but like, you know how like Charlie went on a date with Chloe? I was like, oh my God, please not this again.
Fucking A, Brooks. Jesus Christ. Here we go with Brooks again. Yeah, and then he texted me like, maybe I'll meet you out if I'm not in bed with your sister or whatever. And Meredith's like, excuse me.
Is this not the family whose father figure motorboated a cake of Whitney Rose's boobs? Like, yeah. I can't believe how inappropriate Charlie's being. So he's like, yeah, I was like, ew. And long story short, I asked him to talk outside. I don't know. It's like, he makes it sound like this is a devastating thing that happened. And then guess what? We talked outside. So then we see flashback.
And then I told him, cash me outside. But I didn't really know what it means. I just remember it from TikTok.
I said, Charlie, are we going to crash out about this right now? Like, have you ever had a friend date your sister? He's like, thankfully not, but I can imagine it would have pissed me off. I mean, I didn't mean to disrespect you or her. Don't fuck with my sister. Yeah, okay. That's the energy I need. I like when people, you know, talk down to me and make me realize I'm a piece of shit. It's like hanging out with my dad. Okay, cool. So we're straight. Yeah.
You need to be sure to stick up for yourself, Star. He's like, we'll talk about it later. And by later, I mean, I'm going to say all of this again in 5 minutes. So now Gia and Teresa walk in, and Teresa's like, hi. And they're talking about their moms, how they get along. You guys should come ski in the winter. I don't know about skiing. I know what that is. There's 2 whites in there, right? Why?
No. Après ski.
I didn't know she skied.
Huh?
Après Winfrey? She skis?
So Teresa, dumb as ever. So they get their order taken, and the waitress is like, okay, we have some taro root cocktails. And she's like, huh? She goes, yeah, taro root cocktails. She's like, I thought you were saying terrible. It did sound like she was saying terrible. I have to give Teresa credit on that one.
So my mom and I have been friends with Teresa and Gia for like the past 3 years. And like Gia as like she's been like my walking stick for navigating what it's like to have a mom as a housewife. She's not my mouthpiece, but she is my walking stick. I'm like, what sort of Mr. Potato Head is Brooks assembling with Gia? I'm gonna touch Gia here.
Yeah, Gia's giving him advice on how to deal with it. She's like, yeah, Brooks asked, like, how do you deal with the backlash? Like, I literally ignore it. Like, when I see a hate comment, I don't even read it. I just, like, delete it. Like, I don't block up because it'll mess up my follow account.
I cut to Teresa, and she's just waving at the cameraman.
Hi, he's on my show.
It's actually really cute. So Gia is like, oh, did you tell your mom what happened the other night? Oh my God, we were just talking about it.
What happened?
Okay, are you ready for this? Here's what happened. This guy, Charlie, went on a date with Brooks's sister, and he texted me and he said, come meet us out after our date unless your sister and I are already back at my place. Can you even believe it? Hold on. Can we get that waitress who said taro root taco like terrible taco? Okay, hey waitress, this guy, Charlie, he texted us and was like, hey, I'm going to go have sex with your sister. Isn't that terrible? I mean, right?
Teresa's like, oh, really? Because, like, in my culture, we would have said it, yeah, okay, well, maybe you could go back with Chloe if she ain't in my place. That's kind of creepy. Whatever. Live your life.
Wait, I want to make Teresa mad.
Yeah, and Brooks is like, basically, I explained to him, it rubs me the wrong way. And he was like saying Gia is my mouthpiece. And then we flash back to Gia being his mouthpiece, basically. And him being like, why are you his mouthpiece? So Brooks is saying, yeah, like, Riley said I'm too nice. I should have ate him up. But like, you know, like my mouthpiece was talking, so I didn't have to do anything.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So the producer's like, Brooks, is Gia your mouthpiece? Well, how do I say it? I can't say it how I want to say it. Gia's like, okay, well, you could just be like, I wouldn't say Gia's my mouthpiece, but she chimes in when needed. Okay. I wouldn't say that Gia's my mouthpiece, but she chimes in. Wait, now you guys are going to edit this together. So I'm literally repeating what she just told me to say. I'm like, you did just literally repeat what she told me.
I died. That was so funny.
Well, you know what? Your sister always gonna have your back. I mean, she's always gonna have your back. I mean, she's always gonna have your back.
And Meredith's like,
I am fiercely protective of my sister. She will not ever cut a lemon without my family's hands on it. If I make a white bean salad, it's going to my sister first.
So
Brooks is like, yeah, I'm not good with confrontation.
Teresa's like, yeah, you know what? I go to 100 at 0 so quick. It's gonna be so fast.
When I get angry, watch out. Yeah, well, like when my mom gets angry, like same, she rarely does, but like when she does, I like run. I'm like, Teresa rarely gets angry?
Rarely. So then we go to Brooks and Meredith in a confessional, and he's like, I just wish I was more assertive, because like since you became a housewife, like I had to get my head around commentary and stuff, and like I don't want to keep being like that, you know. And then we see a flashback to Meredith asking Jen Shaw if she liked a comment referring to Brooks as a sissy bitch.
Facing backlash that I did like made me feel so insecure and like worthless. It's like so hard to come into your own. It's like difficult enough, but let alone when thousands of people are weighing in on it and giving their unsolicited opinions about someone they've seen for 5 minutes on a TV show. It just cuts deeper, which is why I've chosen to be on more reality TV.
So then they start eating, and Gia's like, Mom, I told you about the girl that doesn't wash her hands, right? She's like, oh my God, what? She's like, yeah, like I'm with Riley, like go to the bathroom. Like these girls were like, okay, we're going to come to you. And then like they come out of the stall and Riley's like, are you going to wash your hands? And the girl goes, wait for it. No, I don't wash my hands. Can you believe that?
That is awful. So Gia's like, yeah, she was like, listen, I'm from the Upper East Side and like I grew up touching worms and putting my hands in my face. And they're trying to make this funny bit about like Teresa getting mad, which doesn't really work. So Brooks is like, she's actually from the Upper West Side. I mean, the same thing. I was like,
oh my God, that is so gross. Like, Brooks, you got to tell her to wash her hands.
It's actually
like,
not
Brooks
the same thing. And I'm surprised Brooks said that. Because she's like, yeah, she's from the Upper East Side. No, a girl from the Upper East Side washes her hands. A girl from the Upper West Side, you believe it. Because that's like more of an artsy, hippie kind of rich, you know, where they're like, yeah, like germs, like only create stronger germs, guys. We should be thankful for, like, I believe that coming from the Upper West.
I feel like for Brooks, anyone over like 45th Street, he's like, they're just old and stupid. So it doesn't matter what side of the island they're on. So now we go to Charlie's apartment, Charlie and Dylan's apartment. And there's like weed hanging around because that's their thing. Like, especially Dylan, he's always like, gotta smoke a joint, guys.
Yeah, Dylan's like, I smoke joints. I'm cool. So it's like, yeah. But, you know, like it's hard living with Charlie because, like, he just says the maids are going to pick it up. Dude, you got to be clean, okay? It's just like used to maids cleaning everything. So, like, personal standards, bro. Let's find out about Dylan's. I was born in Chicago. I grew up very blue collar. Yeah. MMA when I was 9. Started wrestling in like 5th grade. State champion, top 50, blue collar. I used to wrestle with pipes, actual pipes.
Who enrolls their child in MMA at 9?
He
I
looks
understand
like
doing like
karate
karate or whatever, but like
they show pictures of this kid. It's like some 10-year-old kid, and his nose is all puffy, his face is all puffy. It's getting his ass kicked. I mean, my God.
So he's like, yeah, I've always just made money on the internet, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitch, you porn, green porn, L porn, wrestler porn. Anyway, most of my money these days comes from OnlyFans. Definitely does not come from this show. Thanks for not putting me on the poster for this show. Thanks a lot, Bravo.
Even though I'm hands down the hottest person on this show.
Yeah,
okay,
thanks for putting Shy on the poster. Yeah, you put Shy on the poster and not this guy? This guy's the hottest guy on the cast, and you guys are like not going to try to use him to get eyeballs on the show? Come on, Bravo.
Yeah, so they ask how his friends make money. He's like, I don't know, Shaw, dude. Oh, I know, Shaw. And he's like, yeah, Charlie, like, I don't know. I don't think Charlie even makes money. Well, maybe he's like trust fund. Like, good for him, bro. Like, good for him. You want to join?
So then we cut to Charlie in his dad's apartment. And his dad is like so stereotypically like investment bank financier father who has a cold and frosty relationship with his son and who like substitutes money for emotional support. And he's like, so, hello, how was your crypto trading going? He's like, my Bitcoin dropped 20%. So like, or something like that. And he's like, well, very nice. You're a failure now. So Dylan's
He's like, buy and hold is not a trading strategy, Charlie. It's an investment strategy. And Dylan's like, yeah, like I think he like gets an allowance or like it's like got a trust fund. I don't know, like maybe he shouldn't be working. Who cares? And Charlie's like, yeah, I grew up on the Upper East Side where my whole life was about being cool and being rich.
And dating Lindsay Lohan. So Anwar, his dad, is like, we should also we'll also book your ticket to Greece. What happened last year? Because I went with Unach last year. He's like, yeah, well, I don't think I was invited. Also, who's Unach? Oh, your new mother. Oh, okay.
It goes classic. He's like, Unach is my favorite. Sorry, didn't get to invite. I left it up to Unach. And he's like, yeah, so I guess it's just confirmed on camera. Deep down, I know I'm your favorite, right, Dad? He goes, oh, do you? All right. Well, perception is reality, so it's all about how you feel. Stupid.
I guess Unag is his sister. So Charlie's like, yeah, my dad is a very good father, but like not a great dad. Like when I say he's a good father, I mean, he made sure that we all had, fucking food on the table, bro. But we didn't have like, I don't know, relationship where I felt all that comfortable, talking to him in emotional nonsense. He would make it worse, honestly. I mean, like cut to Unag being like, my dad and I talk about things emotionally every single day and he's very invested in my life. And when I have a hard day, he drops everything and comes to me.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling Charlie was doing cocaine in like the second grade. So, like, a lot of times parents are just emotionally distant and that's the parent's fault. But a lot of the times people are seeking approval from their parents without doing anything to approve of. And I feel like Charlie falls in that category. Like, if you want your dad to respect you, do something that's fucking respectable. Not taking his money and investing it in fucking Bitcoin, you loser.
Yeah, exactly. So then Ava is talking to us and she's like, I think like... What'd you say?
Still love you though.
I don't know. I'm not a Charlie stan just yet. Ava's like, I think that like, oh, sorry. Now we cut to Amira and Ava going in the park. And Amira's like, I'm going to be like so dead ass with you. I don't really walk around the city. I don't really stroll, like let alone in nature or a park. I'm like more of a hop in an Escalade, step out, hair perfect, walk in the door. Dead ass. Ava and I, we've been like friends, dead ass for a couple years now, and we do a lot of the same work. Facts. Even though it's like very different, because she's more of tradish model, and I'm more content creator / model.
Yeah, so we find out Ava's like amazed with her TikToking. She's like, I need to be more like that girl. And she's like, oh my God, there's like a bug in my shoe. She goes, oh my God, yeah, we are not nature girlies. All right. So they start talking about the Hermes party. And Amira's like, yeah, I couldn't do it. Had dinner with Kevin's mom. We might go home to Dallas that week. It's amazing. Never brought a boy home. So.
Yeah, I'm like dating this guy, Kevin, sweetest boy ever, dead ass. This is my first serious relationship. And Ava's like, well, so what's your dad's vibe like? Because my dad, for example, like the first time he met my boyfriend, my dad came out hot. He was like, do you love her? Are you marrying her? And Amira's like, oh my God, like, no, my dad does not give that same energy. He's more like chill, I feel like.
So then we see Ava has a new boyfriend, and his name is Hook. He's like the best part of a song. So, people were getting on us for not mentioning that Ava Dash was dating Diana Jenkins' son on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We saw her on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like sitting on a couch with the son.
Oh, I'm sorry that I did not remember that very important thing, but you're right. That's I totally forgot about that.
I was reminded, and I was like, yeah, I don't care.
And wasn't his name Anwar?
I don't know. I blocked that all off. I don't know. I'm not impressed when people just date someone famous as their resume. I don't get that. So Ava, so I don't care. In other words, I'll let Ava stand for herself. So Ava's like, well, we did say that I love you. And so that's a huge deal. She goes, oh my God, period, bitch. Period. Right? Love you. Love you. Love. I love love. I'm obsessed with love. Not nature, though. Fuck nature. Okay, I love yous. Now the combo moves on to Charlie. They need to fix Charlie up with some. I can't believe Charlie's not settling down. Who wouldn't want to be with that package of doing nothing with his life? But they want to set him up. And Amira thinks that Ava should date Charlie because they've got like chemistry. So
yeah, like when you have like two friends in the friend group and you're like in high school and you're like driving around in your Escalade, I'd like to add, and like they're in the back seat and you're like looking in the rearview mirror and you're like, is there a bug in your shoe? Seriously, period, not a nature girly. And you're like, what the fuck is going on back there?
But Ava needs a guy who's motivated, who will also motivate her because she needs to work harder. So that's not Charlie. I would say your energy levels are similar. They've got both like Ava's just like, hey, she's got kind of maybe a distance is a better way to put it. She seems to have kind of a distance that he has.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see how it lands. I don't know how you leave a man named Hook.
Yeah. A goose lands by them and they're like, oh my God, that goose is like iconic. It's time to go.
I like that actually the goose lands and she goes, no, get away, bitch. Fuck off. Because geese are monsters, for those of you who don't know. They will chase you and bite you. Kyle Richards knows, even though those were swans. But I feel like everywhere Kyle goes, rich birds try to attack her. Rich birds. So we go to Anwar's, Charlie and Anwar's apartment again. And so they're talking about how Dylan just moved in with Charlie in their new spot. And he's like, his money comes from OnlyFans. You know what that is, Dad? Like he has sexy photos and he leverages his muscles. And his dad's like, yeah, well, maybe you should be in the apartment where they're shooting some. Maybe it will inspire you to do something like work out or anything. I don't know.
He's like, well, he'll keep that in his room, I'm sure, but it's not like he's doing gay sex scenes. He's just like posing in the mirror. Elmar's like, interesting. Can we monetize that? He's like, well, at a certain point, you just got to respect it, right, Dad? This is my way of saying, would it be cool if I opened up an OnlyFans? Well, if that's what he likes, then that's what he likes. But why don't you work out with him? Why don't you actually kind of like just sort of join him? And I don't know, if you can't be smart or successful, at least look better,
Yeah. Why don't you do something, anything? He's like, my dad's so mean to me. So then we go to Hudson and Ariana, lost and looking for the address of a fabric store, B&J Fabrics. Excuse me.
So they're looking at
B&J. Do they have a Stitch? I don't think so.
So they are looking at fabrics, and she's like, the name of our brand is Adored Angels, because I was in my closet looking at all my clothes and I was thinking about angel numbers, and then like there's also a door, and I was like, there's a door in this closet and there's angel. I got it. Adored Angels. Perfect. So I'm in New York and my creativity is like going. So like this is like Candyland of fabric, and this is where dreams are made into fruition, right? I said it right, Hudson. I said fruition, not flotition or flourition. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I wish I knew how to make dresses.
I was sitting there staring at my closet and like I was looking around and the name came to me, Temu. But Hudson said I couldn't use that. So I just went with Adored Angels, what I call a dog. So, we're here together. We're going to do a business lunch, right, Hudson, and write everything down. Because I just want to make sure if something happens between us, which it won't, but in case it does, I want you not to be able to steal my business like my parents. So that would be good. And also we need security against my mother. We need a bank account that my mother can't get into. She'll use her face. She put her Face ID in my phone. I'm telling you that right now.
He's like, don't worry, you can have 51%, I'll have 49%. I just want you to feel safe in knowing that I'm not going to steal everything, especially because I'm a wealthy heir and I already have my own fortune. So you can have your Adored Angel line where you're going to wrap some fabric around a mannequin and call it a day.
It's like, but you can steal it from me. She's like, oh my God, perfect, let's shop. So they go shopping. And she's talking about how she wants to reconnect with Riley since they're going to be on the same TV show again, but they haven't talked since they were little babies. And like, we shouldn't let our mom stuff get in the way of our stuff. So she texts Riley and she's like, oh my God, what should I say to Riley? Temu. It's like, stop trying to make that happen. It's already a thing, babe.
Yeah, she's like, I would love to see you. Would love to catch up after 10 years. So, yeah, they're going to go get coffee, or they're proposing to get coffee. And Riley gets the text. She's like, okay. So then we cut to Ava having lunch with her dad, Dame and Dash. And Dame's like, I'm cooler than the average 53-year-old. I was like, you're 53? There's no way that he is 53. He looks like he is 68 these days. Life has been hard on him. He's like, he's
been living it hard over there.
He's been living it hard. He's like, I'm not gonna say I'm cooler than your average 24-year-old, but I am cooler than your average 53-year-old.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, she tells us he's discovered the biggest names in hip hop and he's a serial entrepreneur. And I was like, yes, Captain Crunch. He's always thinking about work, always different opportunities. And he's like, yeah, Dame Dash's daughter, she's got a black belt in street shit, a black belt in artsy fartsy shit, downtown and Park Avenue, all of it.
She says that she grew up in New York City until she was 14. Then she moved to LA with her mom because Rachel Roy moved there. And he
before or after trying to fuck up Beyonce's life. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then he's talked about how when they moved to LA, he had to shut down all his galleries, everything business, just so he could move out there. I'm like, well, what sort of... Listen, Damon Dash, I know you're massively successful, but I don't know if I believe this. You're really successful and you have to close down all these things just to move to LA?
No, and then this story came out yesterday. Well, this Reddit thread. Next Gen star Ava Dash evicted from $10,000 a month Manhattan apartment as record exec Damon admits he's broke. The Sun.
Well, there it is. Pilfered all the money away. Damon. So he's like, how's your money? Can I have some? I've been getting some tips from Kim Zolciak about financial planning. And she's like, it's okay, but it needs to keep coming in, and I want to model. It's what makes me happy right now. I just really want to try. I just want to see how far I can go as a model.
Yeah. And he's like, no, you need an entrepreneurial spirit. You'd be a great CEO. I'll just keep making companies until you find one that you want. So he asks about the mom, and she's like, I wish you guys could get along, but like I have the best of both worlds because I've got like a mom who takes me to like fashion things, and I've got a dad who takes me to like concerts. Like one weekend I'm at Deepak Chopra's retreats in Hawaii, and then I'm going to concerts with you. But it's just hard, you guys not getting along.
And so he's asking about like her friend group, and she's like, yeah, Ava, Brooks, and Riley, and Charlie. This new girl, Ariana. Oh, are they all trust fund babies? Well, Ariana's more of a distrust, no funds baby, but everyone else, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So she goes, by the way, his alarm goes off to give himself insulin. And he's like, by the way, do we have health insurance, Dad? And he's like, I know we have health insurance. He goes, I know I have health insurance. And she's like, Dad, but like I have acne and I can't have acne for my job. And I need to take out my IUD too. And he's like, whoa. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you. And he gets up and walks out. She's like, Dad, give me insurance and then I can take care of it myself. You're not getting insurance. I just read The Sun.
No.
So get a job.
No, get a job.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Ariana's sitting on a park bench.
Ava DoorDash.
Riley is approaching her friendship date with Ariana. And so she calls Candy and is like, I don't even remember hanging out with her. And Candy's like, you guys used to be besties. You were besties. And she basically says, we all stopped. You were besties until like Kim and I stopped talking. And Riley's like, well, why did you guys stop talking? She's like, that's none of your business, which I loved. She's like, do your kid show.
Yeah, it's like,
you're
that's
not dragging
your
up our
business,
shit.
child. None of your business. So they meet up in a park. And they're like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. What's it going to be like seeing her? And they're like, hi. This is crazy. I got a picture of us. We were so chunky. Let's hang out. Okay.
Come to Brooklyn. You'll meet friends. So that's what the plan is, that Riley's going to bring Ariana into the group. By the way, you know what's so funny is that in the trailer and all the stuff for the show, Riley was barely in it. She was so minimized. I was like, oh, okay, I guess Riley's just going to be sort of like thrown in there because they want to have like, Candy's daughter in there and, she'll lose her phone in the water. But Riley's actually been very central on the show. So it's just, I'm still very confused about the marketing strategy, given that Dylan's not on the posters. Riley is a big part of the show. I don't get it.
Yeah, Riley's actually got a huge part in this show. She's kind of the central person, at least right now she is, in all the stories.
So far she is, yeah.
So now let's go play mini golf with Amira and Kevin. They're going to Puttery. So she's like, oh my God, we have like the same sense of humor. Okay, the first second I saw this guy, I was like, Amira is dating a guy in jorts.
Yeah.
I never saw this one coming. I mean, don't tell you this show can't surprise you, because that's crazy.
This is weird. This is like Gertie and Russell. I was like, wait, these two are together? So she's like, oh my God, like, I just love to date someone who's like very calm and grounded in the most insane experiences. Cause I'm like so neurotic, although I like to say neurotic TikTok. Get it? And I'm just like running on Steam 24/7. So I just like really into him.
Yeah, we met on Hinge. #Hinge wedding. So she's like, oh my God, honey, I have to be on my phone for a second because I've got so many TikTok comments. Like, I need to check out my TikTok comments. Sorry. Okay. Oh my God, you must be going crazy with me on my phone. And he's like, yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be. She's like, oh my God, like literally when I met you, all I did was like stare at my phone. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't even realize when we started dating that you were like such a big deal. Like you were a TikTok sensation. And she's like, yeah. What was the first thing that I really brought you to that you were like, oh shit, I'm like a big deal? And he's like, what was this? Something Parada? Parada? Oh my God, Parada beauty.
She's like, oh my God, Kevin, like, legit does not give a shit about any of this. Like, and I've been burned in the past with boys who just like climb the ladder. I'm just like a rung on the ladder to the top. Look at them all. I mean, look at them all. Look at all those people on the top that dated me first. I'm like, could you name a few? I'm wondering, what is the TikTok ladder? I want to know. Like, I'm just curious as an elder. Like, what the fuck is this TikTok ladder? And how do you climb it? And who's at the top?
Yeah. Well, the person who's at the top of it just got deported from the United States. I don't know if you read that. So Kevin, he's like, I mean, yeah, compared to like mine, I'm like a regular 9 to 5 person and your goals are like crazy. Yeah, like cover of Vogue, right? What?
Who got deported?
The guy who has the most followers on TikTok was I guess in Las Vegas, and fucking ICE deported him.
Cobby Lane.
Yeah, and it's because everything is wild right now, and it's
well. There was another girl that I saw trying to like get into the TikTok offices, sobbing. She's like, "Guys, let me back in." She had 2.5 million followers, and they kicked her off TikTok because one of her videos was paying a homeless person to jump into a lake, and then the homeless person took it and couldn't swim, and then she ran away. She filmed it and then ran away on her phone, like recording a TikTok about it. And she got banned from TikTok and lost all of her TikTok income overnight. So she's like on the outside, like banging on the door. It's like, let me in, I'm sorry. And I was like, TikTok is the end of the world.
Wow.
That's it.
So now we go to George's apartment and she's texting, she's sending out invitations. And she's like, I'm not really excited to see Riley again. I just think that like she just doesn't get me. Okay. So they're all going to a bar. They're all gonna gather here. This big thing.
Like a Brooklyn night. Okay.
It's
Riley's gonna have everybody come to Brooks. So they do.
And they're going across the Brooklyn Bridge.
She meets Shy and the new people. And Shy's like, oh, so where do you live? And she goes, yeah, I just moved to Brooklyn. So that's why we're having Brooklyn night. He goes, oh my God, you're Brooklyn? So I'm crashing your Brooklyn night? Whoa. Wow. That's amazing. So nice to meet you.
So Ariana, Hudson, and Brooks are in a car together. And Brooks is like, did Riley fill you in about the night we went out? And Ariana's like, no, well, just about the washing hands situation. Oh, I was going to talk about the thing that Charlie said about my sister, but we can
Here we go.
And in fact, that's what he did. He goes, Charlie, I mean, you know, you're about to me. Oh yeah, you told me about that, about your sister. Yeah, you told me about that actually I think like 6 times already in this car ride. Oh, my bad.
Driver, could you make a left up there at Charlie disrespected my sister street? Thanks. So we go back to Shy and Riley, and he's like, oh, I got introduced to this group through Dylan. And she's like, I thought Charlie. Didn't you say Charlie? He goes, oh, no. So like I knew Dylan for like 5 years in a row, like after his YouTube era, but before his like, you know, other era. Who else is coming? And she's like, Brooks. And Ava's like doing her own things. Amira's out of town. Ariana, her boyfriend, coming. And so, yeah, you know, our parents knew each other because of TV. So then back to Hudson and Brooks. Hudson's like, you know, like I would address it for you, you know, if like he wants to brag about it to you or something. And Brooks is like, no, we're past it. We're past Charlie, like disrespecting me about my sister. Oh my God, I'm so mad again about it. We need to do something about this tonight. I'm going to talk to him.
I have like the worst anxiety because I hate confrontation. And even though theoretically we already confronted each other about it and squashed it, I hate the idea of like how I'm going to probably confront him again because I can't believe he keeps bringing it up. So they're like, okay, cool. So now we go back to Shy and Riley and Charlie's talking. He's like, who else is coming? And Riley goes, oh, Ariana and her boyfriend. And Shy goes, yeah, her mom was on Atlanta Housewives. And Charlie goes, yeah, I'm a little aware. Okay, settle down. You're on a reality show too now, sir. Whatever high ground you think you have is only because your dad's literally lives on the top floor of a skyscraper. But that's it.
Yeah, it's really weird. So the guys start mean girling Ariana, right? So Charlie's like, well, her mom's complaining about foreclosing on her house. I mean, that's the mom lore. And they're like, wait, what? This girl who's coming is like, yeah, trash, basically. So then Brooks tells us that when they were starting filming, Charlie found out there were more Housewives kids and got really pissed. And we were talking about how it makes us feel weird because we're Housewives kids. So is that how you feel about us? No, he's okay to use one of you, but he's not okay to share a show with all of you.
Yeah, he has. I just think it's just so pun intended rich to have snobbery about someone being a reality star when you yourself are a reality star. Like you're going down the path of reality stardom. And also, again, we know you were hanging out with that wackadoodle crypto bro who abducted someone or like was torturing someone. So don't think that you come from great stock either. Okay. Like your past is actually probably way more checkered than Ariana's. I mean, and I'm not taking away. Kim is a disaster. We all don't like Kim.
Yeah, but it's just so
you need to get
it's
over
not
it.
cool. It's like this new girl's coming into the group and it's the guys who are all sitting there like laughing in her face being dicks. I mean, fuck these guys.
So mean.
So, and she's like, oh my God, I don't know anybody. Like, I'm so excited to meet people. So she comes in and, they're being dicks. So she's like, hey, nice to meet you guys. I've heard so many amazing things. And Dylan goes, yeah, Shaw, we've heard all kinds of things about you. Yeah. They're like, yeah. She goes, I bet. And he goes, yeah, Charlie's really excited to talk to you, right, Charlie? And Charlie's like, why are you grabbing me, bro? You made your bed, lie in it. And he's like, yeah, we've heard all kinds of things. And then Charlie goes, yeah, it's crazy how fast you can get a read on somebody. She didn't even do anything except say hello. Fuck you guys.
I know, seriously. You're passing all this judgment and your roommate's on OnlyFans, okay? And like, not saying that OnlyFans is deserving of judgment, but like the same person.
But you ain't winning an Oscar for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the fuck off your high horse and back on a dick, dude.
If the same person who's rolling their eyes at foreclosure is probably going to roll their eyes at OnlyFans too. So like, you're pretty selective here. So Ariana's like, well, I've helped my whole life with a preconceived notion going into me. Like even in middle school, people weren't allowed to be friends with me because of my mom. People were always like, oh, she's just like her mom. Nasty. Well, she's just like her mom. White trash. And those two things may be true. However, know me first before you come to that conclusion.
Yeah, so then Georgia is coming. So Charlie's like, yo, Georgia's almost here. Do you guys have Purell ready to give her? And Ariana goes, I have mine. And he goes, what do you mean? You didn't even know about it. Only I'm allowed to make fun of Georgia. Who
I know.
the fuck are you?
He got so spicy about this. This guy is a real prick. He is really like the worst kind of person. And so
yeah, he's the worst. I hate him now. Damn it. I liked him for 1 minute because he was hurting inside.
And again, this is the guy who is like, ew, her mom's going through foreclosure and is in tabloids. And meanwhile, his bestie is like, like handling feces and like shaking people's hands, and the other bestie's on OnlyFans and like he's doing Bitcoin, whatever. Like, you're nothing special here. You're just as checkered as the rest of us. So Ariana's like, okay, well, welcome to New York. You either love me or hate me. It is what it is. So she's like, what the fuck is up with these people?
Yeah, she's flustered, but she's kind of dealing. And Hudson's like, it's okay. I love you. That's all that matters, right? I'm richer than all these people. Please don't worry about it. He's confused by my dry, long Duck Dynasty hair, but he'll find out soon enough what Zaxby's
bringing sideburns
is.
back. He's confusing my sideburns with simplicity, but no. The devil went down to Georgia and gave me Josh Groban's hair, and now I'm here to wreak havoc.
So they're asking where Chloe is, and Charlie's like, Brooks is like, I don't know. She's in LA, and like, you're not hitting her up tonight or ever again. And he's like, oh, stop. You don't mean that. When's she back from LA so I know when to hit her up? And Brooks is like, ooh, I just feel so sick. I just want to be left out of it. Why is he doing this to me? He's trying to get under my skin.
So then Georgia shows up and she's like, everyone, don't worry. I actually washed my hands. So she has a nice moment with Riley.
She's like, can I hug you, Riley? I washed my hands. I'm learning from you. Okay.
Yeah. And Charlie's like, this weird girl, Ariana, who we just met, has been speaking about the whole hand washing concept.
She didn't even.
You brought it up.
You
brought
said
it up.
hand wash, and she said, I have mine, just meaning she has some in her bag. She wasn't dogging Georgia, possibly.
Also, why is it like, is it okay for you to talk all about Ariana, but she can't gossip and kiki with Brooks about Georgia? Like, you guys are all talking about each other, you dumb fuck.
So he's like, yeah, I think she's kind of a bitch. And I don't know this chick, this girl, Ariana. Like, by the way, she has the sweetest cuck boyfriend named Hudson, who's like super chill. And George is like, oh my God, you're terrible. So then inside, Riley's like, yeah, don't take it seriously. It's just how he is. You know, he's a dick. And Hudson's like, he's ridiculous. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Bruce is like, he was like, where's Chloe? Where's Chloe? Literally, that fucking hurts me. He's disrespecting my sister.
That's why he's doing it. So then they come back into the room, and George is like, I mean, like, it's still about the hand washing. Like, it's like when I will and will not wash my hands. I mean, it's my body, my choice. Am I right?
Please don't co-opt that for your hand washing. So Brooks is like, oh my God. I am like, not okay. Ariana's like, okay. So what is the philosophy behind it? She goes, I wash my hands a lot, just not like every time I go to the bathroom, like maybe like once a month. I don't know. Ariana's like, oh, I just thought like you hadn't washed your hands in like 20 years or whatever, however old you are.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I thought you like never watched it. She goes, no. And Riley's like, I didn't say that. And Georgia goes, well, you did say like a little judgmental. Like you were like a little scary about it. there, I was scared. And then we see the clip of her being like, don't hug me. So then Riley's like, you think I'm scary? And she goes, when you go to public restrooms, do you sit on the toilet? And she's like, I mean, yeah. And they're like, no, everybody
don't do that.
No.
And there's some guy there.
Toilet paper on the seat. You're going to get a VD.
Yeah, there's some guy there named Doug who's like, okay, everyone, honestly, I know we're shooting a reality show and this is like, some of this may be fake, but I have to like be real. I have to be so for real right now. Don't sit on the toilet seat. Okay. Do not do that.
So they all end up laughing about it because they're all on her ass now too. She just can't be mad about it because it's silly. Literally. So now they go to a different club. And they walk over there, and Riley's like, Brooks is all upset, so he's going off to Ariana, and she's still upset that this guy was a dick. So Riley's like, what Charlie does is he waits until you're vulnerable, and then he strikes. So now G is not there, and I'm not sitting there. So of course he's going to go up to Brooks and say something crazy because he doesn't have backup, Mm-hmm. And she goes, but he does not know Ariana very well. Like, mm-hmm. Brooks may cry about it for weeks on end. Ariana will burn your house down. She's a Zolciak.
She is a Zolciak.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, one of Kim's greatest features is that like she is shameless in confrontation. So Ariana is like, okay, Charlie, I'm going to be completely blunt. I'm not really sure why you're being a dick, and I don't really get it. This was not part of my snow globe, okay? And he's like, why am I the one? Like, what? What is this shit? She's like, you said another comment about his sister. And Brooke's like, yeah, you can't make jokes about my fucking sister, Charlie. Oh my God, that was so scary.
And she's like, yeah, why are you being a dick? And he says, I don't know you. Like, I mean, I was very respectful. Like, this is crossing a weird line, guys. Like, what? Like, is this about to be a whole ass thing? And this is what I loved. She goes, you're supposed to be the elder, right? Because we're like 22 and you're 29. So I was like, ooh, yes. You're calling a man about to be 30 with zero achievement, still living off his daddy, old. That's the best thing you could have done in this situation at a girl.
And he goes, you guys are groomed very well to do this nonsense. And like, I'll fake beef with you. I'll fake beef with your girl. I'll do the whole thing, bro. Like, I could do the reality star thing. So again, he's trying to act like he's like above, being a reality star while he is actively on one and in a fight that is being used to market the show, and sell it on Bravo to get eyeballs.
And he started the fight too. And so Hudson's like, there's no beef. Like you've been a dick since I've met you, bro. And he's like, step away. I'm trying to go to a party. So they're like, okay, go to a party. And then Charlie's like, I mean, you and I could step around the corner. Charlie, you would get your head beat in even against this billionaire. This is a billionaire, but this is a fried chicken billionaire. You really want to
Yeah, that's right.
That?
Yeah, he's tough. So Brooks is like, let's be real here. I hope it doesn't get to that point because, like, I'm not breaking up this fight. And Riley goes, so dramatic.
And Hudson goes, oh, yeah? You want to act some type of way in your corduroy pants? Whatever. I don't care. Yes, Hudson. Hudson for the win. Who knew I'd end up loving the guy with no conditioner? But I love him.
I know, right? And he's had good takes this entire time. He's like, I really don't care for any of that. Fist fight around the corner. I'm not really trying to get sued by his dad or whatever the hell could happen. So Charlie goes, listen, I just want to go to this party, okay? They're planning to go to this party, and that's where I want to go. To the party. And Ariana's like, well, then go to your party. Be disrespectful next time I see you. Well, guess what? I'm going to the party. Okay, so now I'll definitely be disrespectful, especially at, you guessed it, the party.
And George is like, you guys, like, I mean, like, Charlie, like, literally doesn't give a shit, but in that moment, he gave a shit. You know what I mean? It's like in Harry Met Sally, when that lady was like, can I have what she's having? Like, we haven't seen this movie. God, losers, because they're children. So that was episode 2.
That's it. That was fun. Fun episode. It got me mad. Kind of gave me all the emotions. Made me laugh, made me angry. That's all I want from his show,
Made me want to go to a party.
Let's go to the party.
Let's go to the party, you guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night in Seattle, or tonight, I guess, when this is being released. We'll be in Seattle. Hi, Seattle. We're here. Oh, my God. Love it here. Next week in LA to recap the Valley. We'll see you guys there. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit. We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She gets an A. It's Kelly B. Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Que sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Rigging the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell, it's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors. She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides. Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen. It's Queen Latifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the cork master, the master of the cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony, Junie.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes. It's Melissa St. Rose.
We're on the floor with Molly Dorset. There's a chance of meatballs. It's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie. It's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony.
Come on, shake your body, baby. Do the Sydney Congdon.
Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo. She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.